Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So we were discussing the MCQs of Chapter 1, Appointment and Qualification of Directors, SPOM SET A MCQs. So let's start with the next question. So here's a question that a public company should have minimum of three members and three directors, three members and seven directors, seven members and three directors, or seven members and seven directors. So, as per the provision, we know that a public company can have should have minimum three directors and seven members. Okay, so the answer is C. Now let's go to the next question. Here the question says, Supriya holds shares worth 13,50,000 in the capacity as one of the directors of Paridi Tours and Travels Limited, whose paid up share capital is 4 crore 50 lakh. Swa Swikriti Bus Suppliers Limited, that is SBSL, with paid up capital of 2 crore, is in the business of supplying tourist buses. Being in need of adding three more tourist buses in its existing fleet of 10 buses, PTTL through Supriya approached SBSL for the purpose of purchasing the required buses, knowing fully well that Supriya holds certain amount of shares in SBSL, making her an interested director. Out of the following four options, which one is applicable in the given situation? So, as we know, that who is the interested director if he is holding 2% of the paid up share capital in another company. So, this SBSL is having a paid up share capital of 2 crore, and if we do 2% of that, then it comes to 2%, 4 lakh. So, if a person is holding 4 lakh or more in that company, then he would become a interested director in that company. Okay, so let's go with the option C. What is there? So option says A says so Priya has interested director holds shares of SBSL of the value exceeding 1 lakh but not exceeding 1,50,000. No, this is not correct. So Priya interested director holds shares of SBSL of the value exceeding 1,50,000 but not exceeding 2 lakh. No. Supriya is interested director holds shares of SBSL of the value exceeding 2 lakh but not exceeding 3 lakh. No, this is also not correct. Supriya is not interested director as in order to be considered as an interested director. Supriya was required to have holding of shares exceeding rupees how much? 4 lakh in SBSL. So she's not holding 4 lakh in SBSL as of now. So she is not interested director in SBSL. Okay. Now let's move to the next question. Mr. D holds directorship in 10 public companies and 11 private companies as on 31st May 2022. Okay. One of the above private company is a dormant company. Okay. Further on 30th June 2022, private company has become a subsidiary of a public company. Okay. In the light of the provisions of the Companies Act 2013, examine and decide the validity of holding directorship of MD. Mr. D, with reference to number of directorship as on 31st May 2022 as on 30th June 2022. So as we know that the maximum limit for holding a directorship is 20 in case of private companies, and if it's a public company then maximum limit is 10. Okay, so we can see that Mr. D is already holding directorship in 10 public companies and 11 private companies, being dormant company one in private companies, so that is not included. Now the limit is 10 private companies. Okay, but till 31st May 2022, it is valid because he is not exceeding the limit. But when we come 20, he is making up to the total, yeah, excluding government company. But on 30th of June, we can see that a private company, okay, has become a subsidiary of a public company. So now the directorship is holding in 11 public companies, correct? Because public company, private company who is subsidiary of a public company would be considered as a public company for counting purpose, okay? So now he is holding directorship in 11 public companies, so now he is disqualified. He cannot, that is not valid. Okay, now let's see the options. Holding of directorship of Mr. D as on 31st of May 2022 is invalid, whereas holding directorship of Mr. D as on 30th June is valid. No, this is not correct. Holding directorship of Mr. Diaz on 30th of May 22 is valid, whereas holding directorship of Mr. Diaz on 30th of June 2022 is not valid. Yeah, this is the correct answer. Okay, let's see the other option as well. Holding of directorship of Mr. Diaz on 31st of May is valid. No, this is not correct. The holding of directorship of Mr. Diaz on 31st of May is invalid. No, this is also not correct. It is valid. Okay. Okay. If you like the video, then subscribe to my channel and do like and comment on the video.